Hello, my name is Alina Phoenix, and I am a certified emotion code body code practitioner and an intuitive empath. So, what that means is that I know things and I feel things. And as a certified emotion code body code practitioner, I've been trained in how to find trapped emotions and other energy imbalances that may be affecting a situation, a person, Gaia, the collective. Although those are expanded uses, I was just trained to do it on people first, but I was called to start using this modality in other deeper ways. And so the primary tool is muscle testing, and I like to use the ring in ring method. So show me yes, show me no. And you can learn more about that from my other YouTube video where I teach you a little bit about muscle testing and how that you can learn to muscle test yourself. A couple of books I recommend to learn more about these things would be Your Body Doesn't Lie by Dr. John Diamond, MD. And this is not a very long little paperback, and it's kind of an older one, but it talks about applied kinesiology and how all of that works. And then the other thing would be, this is my Kindle book of the Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Nelson. He is the developer of the Emotion Code body code methods and has a lot to teach about how we can become much more self-healing individuals through addressing these trapped emotions and other energy imbalances that are affecting our bodies. So today what we're doing is we are doing a clearing on blocks to rest and relaxation. I don't know about you, but this is something that I personally struggle with in my life. That feeling that when I'm resting, just reading a book for a while or sitting and watching TV and allowing myself to veg out, this feeling like I'm not doing enough, like I'm supposed to be doing something else. I can think of a list of 10 things to do right now. Uh, and I also feel like this is not just something that affects me, because we really do live in a society that seems to prize this overwork, this burnout, living a stressful life. We're caffeine fueled and sleep deprived. I mean, this is just the way that we are. And today's a very important day, 2/22/22 on a Tuesday. All those twos, this is about duality, and we have to balance that work and activity versus rest and relaxation in our lives. And we have been way more on the work and way less on the rest than what is really healthy for us as individuals and as the collective. And so I have put together this ceremony to clear these blocks to rest and relaxation. And I thank you for being here with me now in assisting me in releasing these blocks from your own life, as well as releasing these blocks from the collective as much as possible. Each person who joins and participates in this does assist in raising the vibration of humanity, does assist in clearing these blocks, and helps to manifest more of these good things, because truly there are certain healing things that can only take place when we are at rest and when we are relaxing. And so without further ado, I'd like to start. If you could please repeat after me. I am a sovereign being. I ground myself to the earth, and I accept this healing for my highest good. Okay, now that we are grounded, we're going to start with a chakra cleansing and rebalancing. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to light the black flame in our beings, and we are going to run that through the whole of our body, and it is going to send into non-existence any energy, frequency, or physicality that is not in alignment with our divine magnificence. Now we are going to light the red flame in our root chakra, and we are going to burn away anything in there that is not appropriate to our full health and well-being. We're going to bring it up to the appropriate brightness, speed, and direction for each individual. Now we are going to light the orange flame in our sacral chakra, And we're going to let it burn away anything that is inappropriate to our full health and well-being. And we're going to bring it up to the appropriate brightness, speed, and direction for each individual. Now we are going to light the yellow flame in our solar plexus chakra. We are going to burn away anything that is inappropriate to our full health and well-being. We're going to bring it up to the appropriate brightness, speed, and direction for each individual. Now we're going to light the emerald flame in our heart chakra. We're going to burn away anything inappropriate to our full health and well-being. We're going to bring this up to the appropriate brightness, speed, and direction for each individual. Now we're going to light the turquoise flame in our throat chakra. We are going to burn away anything that is inappropriate for our full health and well-being. We're going to bring it up to the appropriate brightness, speed, and direction for each individual. Now we're going to light the indigo flame in our solar plexus, our third eye chakra. We are going to burn away anything inappropriate to our full health and well-being. We're going to bring it up to the appropriate brightness, speed, and direction for each individual. Now we're going to light the violet flame in our crown chakra. We're going to burn away anything that is inappropriate for our full health and well-being. We're going to bring it up to the appropriate brightness, speed, and direction for each individual. And lastly, we are going to bring in the white flame shield of pure love and light to transmute any and all negative energies that we may encounter or experience during this clearing into only love, light, peace, healing, freedom, truth, and abundance. We are unconditionally loved. Okay, so I have already gone through and identified all of the blockages that need to be released, so I'm not going to manually go through that process here. That keeps this a much shorter ceremony for you because I respect your time. And so I found 11 trapped emotions in the collective that are blocking us from full rest and relaxation. So the first one is a feeling of betrayal that became trapped in the collective 2 years ago. I release the feeling of betrayal that became trapped in the collective 2 years ago. Have we released that? Yes. Next one is a feeling of grief. I release the feeling of grief that became trapped in the collective 2 years ago. Have we released that? Yes. Next is a feeling of dread. I release the feeling of dread that became trapped in the collective 2 years ago. 222 on 2/22/22. All right, next thing is a feeling of sorrow that became trapped in the collective 21 years ago. So I release the feeling of sorrow that became trapped in the collective 21 years ago. If we release that, yes. Next is a feeling of shock that became trapped in the collective 21 years ago. I release the feeling of shock that became trapped in the collective 21 years ago. Next is a feeling of sorrow. I release the feeling of sorrow that became trapped in the collective 276 years ago. If we released all of those, yes. Next is a feeling of fear that is actually resonating as current. I can't imagine anybody out there is afraid of anything, are you? Laughter chases away the fear. And I always like to try and lighten these up with a little bit of laughter, bringing in that happiness and joy frequency to help counteract the sadness and depression and all of this negativity. So this feeling of fear, I release it from the collective now, from each and every one of us. I now release the feeling of confusion that is trapped in the collective right now. Can't imagine anybody's feeling confused at the moment. I mean, we're just receiving all of this congruent information from everywhere. We'll just Call it that, huh? Nobody's giving us different stories or hiding the truth, are they? It's super easy to know what to believe right now, right? So I release that feeling of confusion from all of us right now. Next is a feeling of shock that became trapped in the collective 666 years ago. So I release the feeling of shock that became trapped in the collective 666 years ago. Next is a feeling of horror that became trapped in the collective 666 years ago. So I release the feeling of horror that became trapped in the collective 666 years ago. And finally is a feeling of self-abuse that is being trapped in the collective right now. That's a current feeling. And so this feels awful lot like we're blaming ourselves for things that aren't our faults, and a lot of taking substances that we know aren't good for us to help us not feel so much of the feelings that we're feeling. And so I release this feeling of self-abuse from the collective right now. All right, that was a lot. That was heavy. Now we get into some even heavier stuff. So now we're going to be talking about, there's actually 4 different imbalances that I found that are affecting the collective as a whole. And these have a number of layers of associated imbalances. We have to start from the bottom up. Again, I've already found these, so I'm just going to go ahead and release them from the bottom up. So the first imbalance that we're going to be working on from the bottom up is a collection of 6 curses, rituals, and bindings that are affecting the collective at this moment. So from the bottom up, I released the ritual involving 6 people that became trapped in the collective energy 2 years ago. If we release that, yes. I released the curse that was placed consciously by a male upon the collective 262 years ago. If we release that, yes. I released the ritual involving 33 people that became trapped in the collective 57 years ago. If we release that, yes. Next one is a big one. This is a binding. I release the binding that affects 4,589,335,310 people on this planet right now that became trapped in our collective energy 873 years ago. I disable, dissolve, and disperse all layers of this binding from our minds, bodies, hearts, and souls right now. Next one is a ritual involving 128,345 people that was performed on this planet 21 years ago. And I release this from every level, mind, body, heart, and soul of the whole collective of this planet. If we release that, yes. If we release the binding, yes. Lastly, I release the curse that was placed consciously by a female upon the collective 461 years ago. If we release that, yes. Have we fully released all curses, rituals, and bindings that are affecting the rest and relaxation of this planet right now? Yes. All right, I'm going to take a drink. That was heavy. Let the adventure begin indeed. Okay. So the next energy that we are going to be working on is a number of 6 post-hypnotic suggestions that are trapped in the consciousness of humanity. And a post-hypnotic suggestion is the energy of a statement that our subconscious perceives as truth. These always come from outside of us. We become vulnerable to post-hypnotic suggestions anytime that our 2 hemispheres of the brain become desynchronized, and this can be through music, through media, through actual hypnosis, but they actually do install a lot of this in a lot of the entertainment and media that we are exposed to on a regular basis. So from the bottom up, we're going to release these. The first one, or rather the last one, is I'm powerless. So I release the post-hypnotic suggestion of I'm powerless from the collective. If we release that, yes. I release the post-hypnotic suggestion of I can't stand this from the collective. If we release that, yes. Next one's a big one, a personal trigger of mine. I'm not surprised to find it affecting humanity, but this one's a heavy and a hard one for me. I release the post-hypnotic suggestion of I'm not good enough. I release the post-hypnotic suggestion of I'm not good enough. I release the post-hypnotic suggestion of I'm not good enough. We release that, yes. I did that 3 times. For me, especially. The next post-hypnotic suggestion, I release the post-hypnotic suggestion of I'll never get ahead. Can't imagine anybody feels like that, do they? I release the post-hypnotic suggestion of everything is scary. And I release the post-hypnotic suggestion of I can't handle it all from the collective. Did any of those resonate with you in your life? Do you feel like you've been feeling some of that? I know that for me, in my own life, I pretty much was feeling all 6 of those on some level. But that I'm not good enough one most especially, that's been a big trigger through my whole life. And so I'm hoping that by releasing those from our collective energy, we'll all just start to feel a whole lot better and be able to start getting more rest and relaxation in our own lives in an appropriate way. All right, now on to number 3. This one is a post-traumatic energy, a physical, emotional shock energy. Now, this kind of energy is when there is an emotional shock that is strong enough to cause a physical reaction in the body. And this became trapped in our energy 2 years ago. What happened then? Oh, yeah, I remember. 2020. Good year. Good year. All right, so this one's got a lot of imbalances, so we're just going to start from the bottom up. So the first one is a toxin of heavy metal, graphene oxide, trapped in physical form in the collective. So I release the toxin of the graphene oxide from the collective. I direct the collective to release it through its normal elimination channels and to heal any of the damage experienced. I furthermore unbind all instances of graphene oxide from our mind, body, heart, and soul. Send it into the black flame, into the null, into the void, into non-existence. If we release that, yes. Next is a disconnection, a spirit break, which can be thought of like a break or a tear in our spirit. It actually is affecting our collective spiritual heart, which is reading as 92% broken, and this occurred 21 years ago in the year 2001. Think back, what happened then? 2001. Can you think of anything that might have broken our hearts collectively? Yeah, that would be 9/11. So I call back all of the collective pieces of our broken hearts. I heal them and fill in the cracks with the pure white golden light, golden white light of God. Heal those cracks and restore our collective heart to 100%. Have we restored the broken heart? Yes. Next thing that is interfering with our rest and relaxation is collective pharmaceutical medications. And I asked if I needed to know anything more specific. No, there's a number of these medications that actually do interfere with our deep rest and relaxation. So we're just going to go ahead and release all pharmaceutical medications that interfere with full rest and relaxation from the mind, body, heart, and soul of humanity. We're going to ask our bodies to release those through our normal elimination channels and to heal any of the damage experienced. We're furthermore going to send them into the black flame, into the null, into the void, into non-existence. If we release that, yes. Next thing is our collective sleep is out of balance. Shocker! I'm shocked. I thought everybody was getting a good night's sleep out there. So I realign the sleep of the collective. I reset the sleep of the collective. I rebalance the sleep of the collective. Is the sleep of the collective happier now? Yes. Okay, next we have a distortion in the magnetic field of the collective. And these next several imbalances, 1, 2, 3, 4, the magnetic field, the hydration, the aura, and the spirit of the collective. I feel like these are being more affected because of all of the new big energies that are coming into the planet right now. So we're going to realign the magnetic field of the collective, reset the magnetic field of the collective, rebalance the magnetic field of the collective. We're going to realign the water absorption of the collective. We're going to reset the water absorption of the collective. We're going to rebalance the water absorption of the collective. We're going to realign the energy body of the collective, the aura. We're going to reset the aura of the collective. We're going to rebalance the aura of the collective. We're going to realign the spirit body of the collective. We're going to reset the spirit body of the collective. We're going to rebalance the spirit body of the collective. All right, so the last associated imbalance before we can release that physical emotional shock energy is a saboteur. A saboteur is like an invisible damaging weapon. When I was feeling into this, I heard Bon Jovi in my head, shot to the heart, and I had a mental image of a bullet to the brain. And so when I muscle tested into that further, that came as a saboteur of a bullet to the brain of the whole collective that became trapped in our energy 2 years ago. And this to me feels like it interferes with being able to think clearly or rationally about a lot of things. And so I clear the saboteur of a bullet to the brain that became trapped in the collective energy 2 years ago. I heal this in the pure white, golden, loving energy of the God Source Creator. And I restore our spiritual integrity to 100%. If we release that saboteur, yes. Now we can release that physical emotional shock energy. So I released the physical emotional shock energy that became trapped in the collective 2 years ago. If we release that, yes. All right, last one, number 4. This one's a toxin of radioactivity from uranium that's trapped in the collective, and there's only a couple of imbalances under here. So we're going to go from the bottom up, starting with realigning our heart chakra. I reset the heart chakra of the collective. I rebalance the heart chakra of the collective. Next thing is our crown chakra. Our crown chakra is our connection with God and spirit. So I realign the crown chakra of the collective. I reset the crown chakra of the collective. I rebalance the crown chakra of the collective. Next thing is a toxic sound of excess industrial noise. We're not noisy, are we? All right, I release the toxic sound of industrial noise from humanity's collective. And now I release the radioactivity of uranium from the collective. I direct the collective to release that through their normal elimination channels and to heal any of the damage experienced. I furthermore unbind this uranium from our minds, bodies, hearts, and souls. Send it into the black flame, into the null, into the void, into non-existence. I felt that one. And so I thank you for releasing and healing all of this with me right now. So let's just take 3 slow, deep breaths. And we release all of the energy that does not belong to us. We're going to transmute any negative energy in rainbow flame to only love, light, peace, healing, freedom, truth, and abundance through all space-time continuum in every dimension. So be it. All right, so now we're going to go through some guided affirmations to help bring in more energies of rest and relaxation into our lives, because as mentioned before, there are certain very important healing processes that only can happen when we are at rest or relaxation. And so the first one is going to be, actually for all of these, I'd like you to please repeat after me. I am open to resting and relaxing. I allow myself to rest and relax. I rest and relax with enjoyment. I make appropriate space in my life to rest and relax. I love myself enough to rest and relax regularly. I embrace resting and relaxation. I deeply love and completely accept myself. I forgive myself for not giving myself the rest and relaxation that I need. I deserve to regularly rest and relax. Resting and relaxation are important to me. I understand the importance of resting and relaxation to my own self-healing. I appreciate rest and relaxation for supporting my healing. I am grateful for rest and relaxation. I am rest. I am relaxation. I am healing. I am well. Now, as we end this sacred ceremony, we give the intention that we all enjoy a good night's sleep tonight and every night for the rest of our lives and for every life to follow. I am so grateful that we fall asleep easily and appropriately, that we sleep deeply enough for proper rest, and awaken refreshed and ready to face the new day. So be it. Thank you so much for joining me and watching this video. If you are interested in any of the Organite energy healing tools that I have used throughout this ceremony to enhance and amplify these energies, they are available on my website, www.phoenixhealingcreations.com. I also have many pieces of Organite available, as well as my energy healing services available for you if you feel like you need some personal help. I am called to assist with helping in any way that I can. Individuals, properties, businesses, relationships, any and all things that have trapped emotions or energy imbalances that need releasing. And yeah, if you need my help, please reach out. I am here. My name is Alina Phoenix. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I wish you a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day.